Breaking news, my wonderful people. Our very own brother, Peter Obi, we know that is out, visiting Nigerians in diaspora, getting support all over. This has attracted a lot of persons and people, comments. APC, in fact, has told him to ensure that he slows down on his foreign trip. He should rather come into the country and, interact with Nigerians rather than, travel abroad. Other persons have also weighed in saying that he's going, diasporas do not need him, Nigerians on ground need him, and all kinds of words. But these are some of the pledges and words that he said while he was there. Say, listen, guys, if I am elected the president of the country, yes, if I don't do this to the electricity of the country within this period of time, I will leave. And I'm making a pledge to you. I mean, that speaks of a man who is ready. Okay, I'm ready. Who is ready to make a difference. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. In US, Peter Obi vows to increase electricity or leave presidency. The Labour Party presidential candidate and former Anambra State Governor, Mr. Peter Obi, has vowed to increase electricity generation in Nigeria or quit as president after his first tenure. Mr. Peter Obi made a vow while addressing a packed audience at the prestigious Beverly Hills, Los Angeles flag-off of his U.S. speaking and tour, which is ongoing. Obi, who flew from Toronto, Canada, listed countries that had doubled their power supply in a few years to include Egypt, which he recently went to on the study, and lamented that even the president of South Africa, which produces 500 megawatts of electricity, just declared a state of emergency in the sector for being too little. But Nigeria, which produces fairly 4,000 megawatt for over 200 million people, has not. This is absurd. I will increase power generation in 4 years. This is not guarantee. This is not guarantee. I am saying if I don't do it, I will leave the office, Obi has said. He made the fact that no one was held to account in Nigeria. There are no audits, pointing out that when they enter office, there is no audit, there is no one who is putting them to accountability. Hence, there is no purpose when what they should be getting at, what they need to do and how they need to get at it. These are some of the reasons the country has remained where it is currently. If I don't get the electricity generation increase after my first tenure, please hold me to account. I will leave. The claim, and I promise this, it is not just a claim. They didn't know what they are entitled, what they must do. That's why there is no responsibility. Saying in Nigeria, people don't have to be expectant. People just need to be inspected. We need to carry out inspection, he has said. He challenged the Nigerians in America to hold him accountable when he comes to power to deliver what he promised. Obi, whose speech was interrupted with applause and chants of Obi, Obi, said no one was asking for perfection, but for at least good leadership should show the direction and effort, narrating an interaction he had with members of the rival party at the flight to Toronto the previous day. Obi asked him if they knew the pilots. I asked him if he knew the pilots, the person flying the plane. You must have relationship with these people. You don't undermine or underrate anyone. I asked him. He further asked, but you trust him that he's taking you there? He said no. But he said, you trust him, you're taking you there. So we must look at these things and be sure. But you trust him to get you to Toronto. But you trust him. Is that not it? However, the problem with governance in Nigeria, he stated, was that after promising a flight to Toronto, the pilots of the state would enter the cockpit and begin to make excuses that they didn't know the flight needed fuel. and that the destination was Lagos and no longer Toronto. Concluding concluding, the guest speaker declares election for 2023 must not be based on religion, tribe, connection, entitlement, but character, competence, capacity, commitment, truthful, worthy people who will make a difference. Responding to questions after he spoke, Peter Obi stated that the discourse on one of the companies responsible for Egypt Power, he had discussed with one of the company responsible for Egypt Power transplant, and is present in Nigeria. So he decided to investigate how they did not replicate similar success in Nigeria. He said his finding will remain confidential for now, but that there was no magic involved in achieving it. If Peter Obi tells you that he found out some very devastating information with regards to this matter, and is telling you that his finding will remain confidential, guys, trust me, that findings have to be confidential, because at the end of the day, I can tell you for free that there are issues ongoing in all of this. Yes, I can tell you for free that indeed there must be a reason why Peter Obi is saying his findings will remain confidential. My dear, if you know how much the Olusegun Obasanjo's regime ate with relation to Nigeria getting power supply, if you know the waters that has gone under the drain, you will weep for the nation, I can assure you for free. Today, even those of them in government that have all the wealth and money and what have you, siphoning from the wealth that belongs to everybody, because honestly speaking, these are thieves, you see. That's who they are. If you know what they have done, you will just be weeping for the nation. But guess what? That does not change a thing. So the best thing, and what can change the thing now, is you and I getting on board and saying, you know what? Okay, thus far you have done this, you've done that. Thank you. Thanks, but no thanks. It's time to advance, forge ahead, and move forward. So right about now, it's time where we begin to make real decisive effort in ensuring that change comes. And this change we're going to implement and ensure that at the end of the day, the right persons are in place. Look at a man who is sure of himself. All by the grace of God. Yes, he's saying, if I don't keep to the terms and conditions, when I come there after a year, hold me responsible. Honestly speaking, one of the things we greatly lack in Nigerian leadership is accountability. The first 100 days in office, what is the president supposed to have achieved? What about the first 1 year? What are the expectations? Okay, from the first 1 year, what are we supposed to be expecting? These are things they are supposed to tell us during their days of campaign and during their promises days, that should be written down, and whoever becomes the president should now form the table for expectation, so much so that we can refer back to say, because you are this kind of person, this is what and what and what you said, and we're expectant. Thus far you have not kept to da. And so for this reason you are impeached and blah 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 blah. If we have such record of accountability in place, I believe, that wasteful spending, and people not being responsible will be brought to a minimum, and will be in a better position. Or what do you think? Bye for now.